I visited my brother today. Poor guy, his face looked drawn and his shoulders slumped. He looked 10 years older than he actually is. I suddenly felt a pang of sympathy for him. Imagine marrying someone like you. Why don't you do any housework? The place looked like a hurricane had ripped through it. Dirty dishes piled high in the sink, clothes overflowing from the hamper, and dust bunnies multiplying like rabbits under the furniture.
Sophie, I'm not being lazy. I've just been tired lately, so I couldn't take care of the house the way I normally would. And, I'm with child. My belly's getting bigger every day, so it's difficult to bend over and scrub floors or reach on top of shelves. Not to mention my morning sickness is also getting worse. Just the smell of cooking can trigger waves of nausea.
Oh God, all these excuses. You're pregnant, not injured. I was never as lazy and as useless as you when I was pregnant with Michael. So you can't use that as a crutch, Jenny.
I'm telling the truth, Sophie. I'm honestly exhausted. And with a pregnancy, it's hard for me to do things that would require a lot of energy. My body just feels different, heavier somehow.
What are you talking about? Most of the housework doesn't require a lot of energy. Like cooking. You haven't even been cooking proper meals for your husband. He works hard all day providing for this family. The least you can do is take care of him when he gets home with a hot meal on the table. He complains to me all the time about the frozen dinners and takeout you rely on. And to be honest, Jenny, it breaks my heart to hear him talk about how he regrets marrying such a useless girl like you.
He told you that? For your information, Sophie, I tried to do my best to cook him good meals, even if I'm feeling awful. Even if the smell of onions makes me want to run for the hills.
And you think you deserve an award for that? That's the bare minimum, Jenny. It's your duty as a wife to take care of your husband's needs. So stop making it seem like you're doing him a favor by fulfilling your basic responsibilities.
I didn't mean it that way. I'm just saying that even if I'm not feeling well, I still try and do my best for him and our family.
You know that you could try harder, right? You're obviously using your pregnancy as an excuse for your laziness. If you really did try your best, then why aren't people satisfied with what you've done? Why does Michael come to me complaining about your lack of effort?
I'll do better, I promise.
You better. Although I find it hard to believe that anymore. How many times have you said this before, Jenny? Has anything changed by now? Nothing. I'm not playing games with you. We better see improvements, and soon. If you don't work hard to serve your husband and take care of this household, the only person who will regret it is you. Trust me, there are plenty of women out there who would jump at the chance to take your place.
I will definitely work hard to satisfy him. I don't want to lose him or our baby.
Not just him. Me too, Jenny, and everyone in our family. We all deserve better than the state this house is in, and frankly, better than the way you've been treating Michael.
I get it. I'll try my best.
I really don't understand how my brother married a Josquin like you. Maybe this pregnancy was part of a huge plan? I'm sure you have some ulterior motives. You wouldn't be the first woman to trap a man with a baby.
I don't quite get what you mean. Is there something specific I'm doing wrong with the housework? Maybe you can give me some pointers.
Pointers? Honey, you'd need a whole instruction manual at this point. Maybe you planned on getting pregnant right away because you wanted to stay home and do nothing. That seems like something you would do, knowing your track record. Then you could use all the pregnancy stuff as an excuse to shirk all your responsibilities. My brother will have to do all the work while you sit on the couch, popping bonbons and watching telenovelas all day. You can be so cunning, Jenny, but you'll never outsmart us. We see right through you.
No, you're wrong. I would never do that to Michael. I decided to get pregnant right after marriage because I love your brother, and I'm excited to grow our family together. I just didn't intend to stay at home forever and depend on him for everything we need. I wanted to continue working until I gave birth, to contribute financially. But the doctor said I had to stay home for prenatal care. There's a high risk of complications because of my advanced maternal age.
You never run out of excuses, do you, Jenny? Now you're bringing up the doctor, too? Just admit it. You don't want to do anything but stay at home and live like a princess, being waited on hand and foot. That's all this pregnancy has ever been about for you. A free ride and a meal ticket.
No, please, I'm not like that. I just want to be a good wife and contribute to our household. I understand that things are a bit difficult right now, but I'm trying my best. The doctor's orders are to take it easy, but as soon as I'm able, I'll be back on my feet, helping out around the house and looking for a work-from-home job.
There's no point trying to convince me otherwise, Jenny. I can see through you like a cheap window. I will never believe anything you say. Your actions speak louder than words, and your actions scream, lazy leech.
Aren't you also a housewife, Sophie? Is there something wrong with that?
I am, but I'm not a lazy, useless housewife. I always make sure I'm on top of my responsibilities. And that's not the point here, Jenny. The point is that you're not doing your job. Keep my business out of this conversation and have a little respect. I'm older than you, and that deserves a certain level of courtesy.
Yeah, but only by 5 years, Sophie.
Duh, that's half a decade. Whatever, let me tell you this. Next week, my relatives are coming to celebrate my mother's birthday. Don't even think about putting on an act and pretending to be tired just to make people pity you. We all know what your game is.
That never even crossed my mind. Don't worry, Sophie. I will definitely do my best to be a good wife and make a good impression on your family.
You should remember what you just said, Jenny. Because if we don't see any changes in your behavior, we're not going to be as forgiving next time. We won't overlook this charade anymore. And you can't come to the party empty-handed, you know. Don't you even think about showing up without something from my mother. You should know what I mean, considering the state of this house.
I understand that. I wouldn't dream of coming empty-handed.
I need to know what you intend to bring. I don't want you showing up with some store-bought supermarket cake and calling it a day. This is my mother's birthday, Jenny, a momentous occasion. We'll have all my aunts, uncles, and cousins there. It needs to be something impressive, something that shows we appreciate her.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't want to disrespect your mother on her special day. I'll let you know before I buy anything so you can approve it.
It's going to be a grand affair. Catered food, live music, the whole shebang. So don't even think about bringing some cheap store-bought basket of discount chocolates or a wilting bouquet from the gas station. Our family has a reputation to uphold, Jenny, and you bringing a tacky gift would be a disaster. Our family won't let you off easily if you embarrass Michael and me like that. They'd tear you to shreds with their passive-aggressive comments and side-eye glances. If that happened, Michael would be mortified. He wouldn't be able to hold his head up around any of them.
I wouldn't dream of it, Sophie. I'll make sure to bring something nice and fancy, something that truly reflects how much we care about your mother. Can you give me a hint about what she might look like? Does she have any hobbies or interests?
Why are you asking me this? Don't you know how to use your brain for once and come up with something yourself? Can't you think of a single thing a woman her age might enjoy?
I just want to make her happy, Sophie. I want to show her that I'm trying to be a good wife to Michael and part of the family. Isn't that enough?
Shut up with the murder act, Jenny. No one is buying it. This conversation is over. Just make sure you do everything I told you. Don't mess this up, or you'll answer to me. And trust me, you don't want that.
Hello, are you free now? There are some things I want to confirm with you. My heart just hasn't been at ease lately, and you're the only one I can truly talk to.
I'm free. Mom, what's going on? Is everything all right?
I spoke with Sophie today. I don't know why, but lately she seems to radiate negativity whenever your name is mentioned. It's like a storm cloud follows you in her mind. She screams and complains about you to us all day, and frankly, is starting to wear thin. We just don't understand what happened between you two. You used to be so close.
What did she complain about me doing? I've been trying so hard lately to be a good wife and daughter-in-law. I even had to put my job on hold because of doctor's orders, but I'm hoping to find a work-from-home position soon.
Oh, honey, there's absolutely nothing for you to worry about. Justin is a very lucky man to have such a supportive and caring wife like you. You're kind, hardworking, and always put others first. Your father and I are incredibly pleased with you. That's why Sophie's accusations were so shocking. It just didn't sound like you at all.
Accusations? What is she saying about me?
Well, she claims you're planning to become a permanent housewife after the baby is born. Apparently, she thinks you want to steal your house and move in with us to freeload off our retirement benefits.
What? That's absolutely absurd. Where in the world did she get that idea from? I would never even consider something like that. And using your retirement money? Mom, I wouldn't do that to you and Dad.
That's exactly what I told her, sweetheart. But Sophie was so insistent. She even said you were secretly using Justin's savings to buy a bunch of expensive handbags and jewelry.
That's a complete lie. I never touched Justin's savings for anything like that. I think Sophie's deliberately trying to cause trouble. Maybe she's jealous of our happiness. Or maybe she's just trying to make me look bad in front of you and Dad. I don't know what her motive is, but I can assure you, none of these accusations are true.
I never doubted you for a second, honey. I just wanted to let you know what Sophie was saying and to see if there was any truth to it. You know I trust you more than anyone.
Did she say anything else?
There was one more thing. She hinted that you might be unhappy with Justin. But that could just be her twisting things again.
Mom, I don't even have any luxurious handbags and jewelry. You could search my house if you want to. I'm not interested in those things at all. Honestly, the one expensive things that I own are maternity clothes that I barely fit in anymore. And Justin and I are working hard and saving money for our child responsibly. How could Sophie even think I would secretly use money in such a wasteful way, especially when the doctor's bills are already piling up? This is so upsetting.
I believe you, honey. You've always been a responsible and sensible girl. However, I just wanted to ask you to understand more about your current relationship with Sophie. It seems like things have gotten quite strained lately. I think you should know that Sophie talked behind your back, spreading these vicious rumors about you. I thought she exaggerated things about you in front of us, but apparently it's gone much further. Maybe other relatives have also heard the same lies. It breaks my heart to think that people might have a bad impression of you because of Sophie's malicious gossip.
I don't understand what's going on either, Mom. Sophie used to be so close to me, and now she's acting like a stranger, like I'm some kind of gold-digging villain. It hurts that she would spread such awful lies, especially knowing how difficult things have been lately with the pregnancy and all.
There, sweetheart. Don't let Sophie's negativity get to you. You focus on resting and taking care of yourself and the baby. That's all that matters right now. Anyway, next week is my birthday. I'll be throwing a party and all my relatives will be coming. It'll be the perfect opportunity to clear your name and set the record straight. I won't stand for anyone bad-mouthing my daughter like that under my roof.
Thank you, Mom. It means a lot to me.
By the way, you should talk to Justin about the current situation. It's important that you both are on the same page and can present a united front. He'll be your biggest support system through all of this. I know it.
Okay, I'll tell him as soon as he gets home from work. Thanks again for everything, Mom. You're the best.
You falling flat on your backside? Now that's the funniest thing I've seen all day. Too bad I didn't catch it on video. Everyone would have gotten a kick out of seeing you sprawled out on the floor like a clumsy oaf.
Why would you do that, Sophie? I just wanted to sit down for a moment and catch my breath. This baby's getting heavier every day, and all this cleaning's taking a toll on me.
I told you before, today is a very important day. My parents are coming over for dinner, and everything needs to be spotless. You can't just be lazy and expect everything to get done magically. Do you still need me to teach you the most basic things, like keeping a clean house for your husband's family?
I told you, I'm not lazy. I'm just exhausted, that's all. There's a difference. And pushing me down like that wasn't okay. Especially not when I'm pregnant. You could have hurt the baby. You even care?
Shut up with your dramatics. I'm Justin's sister, practically family. I have every right to keep you in line. In fact, you should be grateful to me for cracking the whip and keeping you on your toes. But instead, you're here whining and arguing like a child. How dare you question my authority?
Your authority doesn't extend to pushing me around, literally or figuratively. Do you know that doing something like this can endanger the health of my unborn baby? If something happens just because of your little shove, I'll never forgive you, and neither will Justin. We wouldn't tolerate you hurting this child or me.
Oh, shut up with the theatrics. My brother could never get mad at me. We're family, thicker than thieves. Besides, this is all your fault. If you weren't so competent and lazy, I wouldn't have had to resort to such measures to get you moving. And stop being such a baby. It was just a little push. You don't need to make a big deal out of it. Just get up and keep scrubbing those floors before my parents arrive. And don't even think about arguing with me anymore, or I'll make sure you regret it tenfold. I know plenty of ways to make life difficult for you in this house.
You can't threaten me anymore, Sophie. Your reign of terror is over. I'm not afraid of you and your empty threats. I won't let you bully me or push me around any longer.
What do you mean you're not afraid of me?
I mean what I said. I'm done being your punching bag. I'll never back down from you again.
This is your parents-in-law's house. Don't you want to see them anymore? Threatening to leave isn't going to work, Jenny. You have nowhere else to go.
You're wrong, Sophie. Your parents won't be living here anymore. And Justin and I will move out too. Didn't you know?
And where the hell will you move to? This is a ridiculous bluff.
Justin and I will be living with your parents, and we're planning to sell this house of ours. We'll be moving into a new neighborhood soon. A place where we don't have to endure your constant harassment and abuse.
Excuse me? How dare you? I don't believe it one bit. This is all a big lie. There's no way my parents would ever agree to live with.
My in-laws and Justin tried their best to protect me from you, Sophie. They see how you treat me. They see how you turn against me. This constant belittling and manipulation. It has to stop. Moving out is the best way that we could think of to create a safe space for ourselves and our growing family.
Safe space? Don't make me laugh, Jenny. You're probably just playing the victim again. Maybe you fooled my parents by badmouthing me to them, painting yourself as this poor, downtrodden wife while I'm the evil monster. Is that it?
Don't twist things around, Sophie. You're the one who framed me as the lazy one, making me do all the heavy housework despite knowing I'm pregnant. That wasn't enough, was it? You even pushed me down to the ground, risking the health of the baby. Do you think you've crossed a line?
What I'm doing here is tough love, Jenny. You're spoiled by your family, and that's why you behave so badly. You think you can just sit around while I do all the work? This is a wake-up call, a chance for you to become a responsible wife and mother. And now you'd better shut your mouth and get back to cleaning before my parents arrive.
The one who should be keeping quiet now is you, Sophie. You think you could bully me into submission, but I'm done playing your games. I asked your husband about this, and guess what? He spilled the beans on your little charade.
My husband? What did he say? You can't believe everything a man says, Jenny. They're all the same, easily manipulated.
He said that even though you've been married for years, that you never do any of the housework. He comes home from work exhausted and still has to go into the kitchen and cook because you're always indisposed. Whenever he asks for your help, you always play the sick card. And when you were pregnant, you laid in bed all day claiming depression, using it as an excuse to buy yourself expensive things. When he dared to complain a little, you threw a tantrum, threatened suicide to get your way out.
Hey, that's not true at all. You mustn't believe his lies. I did nothing of the sort. He's just trying to turn you against me.
Even if you lied, Sophie, your child wouldn't. And guess what? Your precious little child told your husband everything.
My child is just a kid. Children lie all the time. He's not credible.
What's the use of my brother-in-law lying to me, Sophie? Why would he make up such stories?
You have no right to pry into my family's affairs. If I don't want to do housework, it's none of your business.
You're right, Sophie. I have no right to interfere with your family affairs. The same way you have no right to interfere with mine. What you did today shocked all of your relatives. It was the last straw. And guess what? Your husband doesn't want to live with you anymore. He's done. He wants a divorce.
Are you kidding me? Where's my husband now? Tell him to come pick me up. I don't want to hear your lies anymore. This whole thing is ridiculous. A divorce? There's no way he'd actually leave me.
Your parents and Justin are right here with me, Sophie. We have something important to discuss, something that can't be put off any longer.
What are you talking about? And what are they doing here? Hey, they are my family. This is my house. Are you going to take over my family now too? Is that what this is all about?
They were really worried when they saw how roughly you treated me. They rushed me to the hospital to make sure the baby was all right. Fortunately, after a checkup, the doctor said there was no physical harm. But the emotional toll, well, that's another story. Do you know how upset I was when your parents cried and apologized to me? You were the one who made the mistake, Sophie. You're the one who needs to apologize, not them.
I was only punishing you because you weren't doing what you were supposed to. You were being lazy. You needed to learn a lesson.
A lesson? Pushing a pregnant woman to the ground is your idea of a lesson? And here I thought all this time you just didn't like me. And now it seems you're really the lazy one, Sophie. Always trying to shirk responsibility and manipulate everyone around you.
I told you I was just trying to help. You asked my family to apologize to you for nothing.
They are the ones that offered to apologize to me, Sophie. They were horrified by your behavior. They never want to see someone treat their future grandchildren's mother like that.
Tell my family to come back here immediately. I want to see them right away. They can't just abandon me like this. There must be some misunderstanding.
They said they never want to see you again, Sophie. For the longest time, you've been only speaking badly about me to your parents, but you've been spreading gossip to our relatives. Fortunately, all the misunderstandings have been resolved today. Now everyone knows your true face, the manipulative, cruel person you've always been hiding beneath that fake smile.
So now you've become a victim in their eyes, right? The perfect daughter-in-law while I'm the villain? How convenient for you.
I really can't understand why your parents have a daughter like you. Why do you have to ruin my happiness with Justin? My husband told me that everything you told me was lies. About me being lazy, about using his savings. If Justin and I get divorced, will you get something out of it? Were you hoping to be the single carefree aunt living off of mom and dad while Justin and I struggle?
Why can you live a happy life and I can't? You're pregnant, glowing even, but not gaining any weight? No matter what you eat, you look perfect. And my parents spoil you a lot. They buy you expensive clothes and gifts, but they never give me anything. But I'm their daughter. Shouldn't they love me more?
Maybe if you treated everyone with a little more kindness and respect, Sophie, things would be different. I can't believe you tried to hurt me for such a silly reason like that. Your envy doesn't justify your actions.
It wasn't envy. I wanted you to know your place.
My place is right here, with Justin and our soon-to-be-born child. And by the way, your family asked me to tell you that they cut ties with you. We will not contact you anymore. They're heartbroken by your behavior, Sophie.
Are you kidding me? I'm their family. How can they treat me like this? I will keep waiting for you here. Maybe they'll come back and change their minds.
You can keep waiting, Sophie, but we won't come. This house will be sold. The new owners will be here any day now. Or you can choose not to waste your time. We bought a new house. We will live happily with your parents. You see, they decided to move in with us. Your husband also moved out with your 2 children. He left divorce agreements on the table. None of your relatives will help you. They all saw how you truly are.
How dare you do that? I did nothing wrong. I was just trying to teach you a lesson.
How can you say you've done nothing wrong when everything you've done so far has been mean and cruel? You almost harmed my unborn child with your vicious behavior. I'll never forgive you, ever.
Okay, I'm sorry. I won't make you do housework anymore. And I won't badmouth you to our relatives. I'll change. Just please let me stay here.
It's too late for that now, Sophie. Being with someone like you is like living next door to a ticking time bomb. I'm worried that you'll do something terrible to me or my child. There's no trust left here.
Oh, come on, we're family. How can you cut ties with me like that? Give me another chance. Let's talk things out. Let's clear up all these misunderstandings. I was wrong. I shouldn't have hurt you. Please forgive me.
I gave you a chance, Sophie, but you wasted it. You made your bed and now you have to live in it.
How could my parents do this? I'm their daughter. Why would they choose you over me? I will find you. You can't escape from me. This isn't over.
We've taken precautions, Sophie. I've saved screenshots of everything you've said to me. And if you dare to say or do anything to me again, I'll report it to the police. When that happens, there will be nothing you could do about it. You'll just face the consequences of your actions and you'll live a life of regret while Justin and I raise a family in peace. I blocked Sophie's number, and she still didn't give up and called my husband to ask for forgiveness. When Justin found out that Sophie pushed me, potentially harming our unborn child, he was furious. He wanted Sophie to not call me for the rest of her life. My parents-in-law also cut ties with her. I was quite scared. Fortunately, the baby was not in any danger, and after a few months, I gave birth to twins. My husband's parents were very happy. After Sophie and my brother-in-law got divorced, she had to find a better job to make ends meet. Luckily, she has a friend to help her find a part-time job at a cafe. I heard she changed her mind, but I don't know how long she could keep it up.